Hi everybody, it's Lisa here from My Dog Ate It along with the Baking Boys. The Baking Boys are sitting on the floor behind me. They just got back from a quick trip to the vet. They're not too pleased with me right now, but they're close by because they know there's treats coming. What we're going to go over today is an important one that I found. It's a recipe for homemade pill pockets. Pill pockets is probably trademarked, so let's go with pill containment systems. This is not my original recipe. I found this on a message board years and years ago. I have no idea who came up with it. Whoever figured it out, you're a genius. This is such a cost saver. It also lets you control the ingredients, so you can make it with a dozen different substitutions from what I'm doing today. You can make it for cats, and if you don't need like a pill containment system, let's say, it's just a way to make fresh, soft treats that you keep in the fridge, which are wonderful especially for older dogs or just quick training treats, things like that. But it only costs a couple dollars to pull the materials together. It takes about 3 minutes every couple weeks, and you're good to go. So we're going to start with a base of rice flour, 2 tablespoons of rice flour. So let me just measure that. If you have a dog that can't do grains at all, you could certainly use garbanzo flour or coconut flour. Just the first time you do it, be aware of the texture you want to get. Kind of watch what we're doing here. And make sure you get that consistency, so you might have to change up some of the other liquid ingredients. And what we're going to use for ours is, so it's basically 1 part dry, 2 parts liquid. So 2 tablespoons of the rice flour we're using. We're going to use 1 spoonful of coconut milk. Don't use the light coconut milk. You kind of need the fat in it as a binder. So we're going to do this and make a big mess. That's why we're doing it over this. And then for the flavor and a little bit more oil to bind it is I'm going to use peanut butter. We use Teddy brand. It's a nice local brand, earthy, crunchy, no salt, no sugar. As you can see, I'm stirring it up a little bit because of the oil settle. Please be careful if you're pulling like Jif off the shelf to do this or something. Make sure there's no salt, there's no sugar, no artificial sweeteners, anything worse like that. Let me just wipe off the one I used for the flour and scoop up 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. And then after you stir it, you kind of eyeball it and figure out what you're going to need. Remember, think of it as like a dough. You're going to roll it out like a dough almost. So you kind of want that consistency. Let me grab something to stir it with. I forgot that. Okay. Dogs are anxiously awaiting licking the peanut butter spoon. So I'm going to give it a stir. Kind of get it into a ball of dough. These they do have to stay in the fridge. I think I'm going to add a teeny bit more flour in a minute. But they're great. You only want to keep it in the fridge for 2 weeks max. After that, they will go bad since there's no preservatives, clearly. So keep that in mind. Have the recipe. If it's too much, take half of it, throw it in a little saran wrap or Ziploc bag and freeze it. But don't make a gazillion and say this is great because 2 weeks from now they will be bad. But actually, that's just the right consistency. So let's see if I dump this out, if I can see if we're getting a good view on this. I don't think we are. Let's see if I can adjust see if I can move stuff, because that would be easier than adjusting the camera. Okay, oh, there we go. Alright, so basically it's a soft dough. This is about how much we get. I have normal 5'5" woman hands, so it's not a huge ball. It's about 2-inch diameter. Again, cut the recipe in half, cut this in half, and freeze it if you need to, but don't do it all at once. This way you can make them any size you need, depending on the pills you're giving. So see, that's about the right size for Hankery's pill that he takes twice a day. So I'm going to roll out a bunch of these. We're going to pause for a break while I do that, and through the magic of television, we'll come back and they'll be all done. Hang on, we're back. Again, through the magic of television, just like when those things are pulled out of the oven on the cooking shows, we have a whole container filled with tiny little soft treats. I recommend storing them in glass, like a little mason jar. This is adorable. It's Fido brand, which I thought was quite funny. It's apparently a fancy schmancy Italian brand. But I got this at like TJ Maxx for $3. I just find if you're going to store things long term, I'd prefer to do it myself, and I would prefer that you would do it in glass instead of plastic so that nothing is leached into the food. Again, I made these kind of little bite size. I would aim for about 20 or so. I make more because in about 2 weeks I'll need 20 pill pockets for Hanky. But I also make them because I give them to Norman and Buck at the same time as soft treats. Again, you could do this for a cat if you wanted to, instead of using the pill pockets. What I would recommend using is either like a baby food. There's an all-meat baby food like the Gerber stuff. or using a canned food, whatever canned cat food your cat likes, and using that in place of the peanut butter, still using the coconut milk. But again, just kind of see what you're getting consistency wise and know that you're going to have to roll those out and just kind of futz with it as you do it. Other ideas, if your dog or if your family can't have peanut butter because of nut allergy, you could use a different butter. You could use pumpkin. You could use, again, a canned food. Would be a good idea. If your dog can only eat venison or tripe or something, you could use a little bit of that canned tripe, again, in place of the peanut butter. And again, instead of white rice flour, you could use brown rice flour. If your dog completely or cat can't have any grains at all, you could use coconut flour. You could use garbanzo flour. There's a lot of options out there for you. So we hope this helped you out. It's been a huge cost saver for us, and I just like being able to control the ingredients. Pill pockets, not the best ingredients always, in my opinion, and they're just ridiculously expensive. And if you have a dog that needs medication every day, or more than one dog that needs medication every day, that's quite the investment long term. So we hope this tip helped you out. Please remember, give us your feedback, ask us questions. We'd love to make other suggestions for you. And ultimately, remember, it's always good to have a furry friend in the kitchen so you've got somebody to lick the bowl when you're done. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.